Hi, I'm Brandon, and if you're familiar with my channel, then you know that I do portrait drawings in a time-lapse format. But as it turns out, editing time-lapse footage is really choppy on my current PC. You have to constantly render the project just to see if it actually looks the way that you think that you've edited it. The recent project that you saw me maybe do, shelf building, that was my first time ever building shelves. I had a lot of fun, and I want to do the same thing here. By the way, I have my friend Jeff on standby, so if I need help, I can give him a call. But I think that if I'm doing this by myself, then I'll internalize the process better. Let's get started. Everything is ready to go, obviously. So I've got a 4070 Ti, CPU is a Ryzen 9 5900X, lots of power, liquid cooling fans. So I'll open this first, and then probably from there, I guess I put in the CPU, and then I attach cooling. So number one, before you start building your PC, you definitely want to have as many shot glasses as possible, and they should all be empty because you've already drank all of the shots. That way, when you go to the CPU into the motherboard, you destroy it by breaking the pins because you have no motor function because you're drunk, therefore rendering your entire computer useless and you're fucked. Are these not the coolest shot glasses you've ever seen? Alright, let's actually get into this thing. So it's a Gigabyte Vision B550 Vision DP Gigabyte Creator motherboard, AMD socket AM4, ADM Ryzen 5000 desktop ready, Ryzen AMD PCI 4.0 ready, NVMe SSD ready, overclocking support motherboard. So it is, as you can see, a nice sleek gray look. There's a little bit of some silver. It is a motherboard. I think this is the greatest motherboard of all time. By far. Everybody wants to be like the Vision Gigabyte, but nobody gets it right. Get on board with Vision Gigabyte motherboards. It's just really clean, so I'm happy with this one. And of all of the PC builds that I watched leading up to this, I didn't see any other ones that used this motherboard in particular, so I'm pretty happy to have it in my build. Jesus Christ. Look at it.
Yeah, look at that. Look at that.
Okay. I'm going insane right now. DaVinci Resolve will take advantage of as many cores as you can throw at it, so the 12 cores are going to good use here. Let me know if this is completely overkill and unnecessary, or if it's not enough and I need more to get better performance. I'd just like to know. So that's our CPU. Holy shit, this is so sexy. The pins look good. I don't see anything that looks crooked. This arrow will match up with the little arrow on the motherboard, so I'll show you that right now. This arrow is the indicator of what direction to put the CPU in. I thought the way this worked was you just... Okay, that seemed to be... Okay, here it looks like these are all the holes where the pins would go, so that makes sense. But it feels too easy. Suspicious. I think it's healthy to doubt myself in this moment and look up a tutorial. This is the correct way to install this. I just really wanted to be sure because, again, I've never done this. So I want to be very careful. This is like the most delicate thing I've ever done in my life. Oh my god. Perfect. Easy. Let me unbox the RAM. My nails are not that sharp. Yeah, so I think these will be pretty good. I wonder if I can program the RGB to be white. That would be kind of cool. But it's either that or blue. But, so we've got our RAM here. Did I get two 32 gigabyte sticks? Crap, really? I swear that I got 4. There's a little diagram here, DDR for A1, A2, B1, and B2. There's 4 there, and there's 4 slots here respectively. Because I'm using 2 sticks of RAM, I need to use A2 and B2 as it sort of labels that here, saying first. If you only have 2 sticks of RAM, you stick them into those 2 slots. So again, respectively, it's the 2nd and the 4th slot. So I'm gonna open the 2nd and the 4th slot right here. And I take that sticker off, I guess, probably, or do you leave that on? I'm gonna leave it. Do I just go like this, I guess? And then it sort of locks in? Nope. Or do I press a little more? I'm gonna be really careful about that. So, what do I do? Help. Help. I think I just need to probably watch like another 15 seconds into the tutorial video. Yeah, so it was literally 3 seconds further into the video, and it does say you have to apply firm pressure, so here I go. Oh, that feels scary. You have to press very, very harder than you're comfortable with to get these in. The RAM is in and the CPU is in. My next step is to install the SSD. It is a PCI 4 M.2 SSD. So this one has really good reviews, so if you're looking for a good SSD, this one is good. It looks a little thick on top, so I don't know if that's a heatsink. It looks like there's screws here. It turns out most people will buy this just to use it in their PlayStation 5 because it has a heatsink. Though I think that a lot of SSDs have heatsinks, but I don't think that means you can't use it in a PC. Obviously you can. And I think aesthetically I would go with this, but I don't have a screwdriver that's small enough to get to these screws. So what I'll do is I will take out this screw here. Oh, come on. Okay, I think my screwdriver is a little bit stripped itself, and I'm very nervous to strip this screw. Okay, so how the I have a few other screwdrivers here. It's getting very late. It's about 2:15. So after I put this SSD in, I'm going to bed and then I will come back fresh brained. There we go. There's a very, very tiny screw. That right there. If anybody is taking notes or anything, or if this is actually educational, there's a notch here and you'll see a corresponding notch on the spot down there. Oh, that sounded like it was scraping. I'm just gonna assume that that's just what that sounds like. All right, so I don't think I need to tighten that too much. This is secure. Hey, it actually kind of looks nice, you know? Tiny dash of red, which corresponds with the red here. You know, a little bit of color coordination, just a very tiny little accent there. That's cool. I'm gonna go to bed, come back to this tomorrow, and hopefully finish up the rest of it.
As Keelink continued to devour the apple, he started to think about where it had come from. He knew that apples grew on trees, of course, but he had never really stopped to consider the journey that this particular apple had taken to end up in his kitchen. He wondered if it had been grown in a local orchard. He thought about the people who had picked the apple, and the process of getting it from the tree to the store. It was all really quite fascinating, he thought to himself. Eventually, Keelink finished the apple, and he felt a sense of accomplishment. He was glad that he had taken the time to fully enjoy such a simple and delicious fruit, and he made a mental note to do it more often.
Apples are so good. Alright, so I had a good rest, I had a good sleep, fully re-energized, and I'm ready to go. My mind is cleared, I have a better understanding of what I need to do and how to follow the steps. Now I watched someone do this earlier today. There we go, pops off. There is. You remember that song? Little emblem here showing this is glass, and it is probably the reason why the case is so damn heavy. So I'm gonna put my organizational shot glasses to use, so down the hatch. In the hard drive slot, there's a box full of screws. Now, I can't quite get them out though. I need like something that I can grip it from. Oh, okay, please, maybe this is it. Do you just, oh, these tabs, you press them and you pull. The whole thing comes out. No problem. So, as you can see, you quickly and easily remove this cardboard box from the back, which will contain all of your hardware that you will need to install the motherboard, along with Velcro straps for your cable management. Very handy, very easy to access. I'll put the screws from the back into my organizational shot glass. Let's time, finally. I think it just, there it goes. It just pops out. So now I can put this in here. Why am I bleeding from a PC build? I don't know. But also, you know, why not, right? Out of these 2 screws, I think these are the ones. These seem too big, so I'm just gonna move the motherboard for a moment. So these screws should be the ones that go into these standoffs, and they do. Perfect. I will make sure the IO shield comes through the hole nicely. This might be too big of a bit, but no, that fits great. So that's perfect. This is cool. We have our motherboard beautifully seated into the PC case. Everything is looking very nice. If you're using this as a tutorial, I highly recommend not doing that. Styrofoam. Tons of wires, fans, Allen key. Now this is the heart of it all. This is the brains of the cooling system. The cooling system itself. So we have a filter here, a big ass filter. We've got a plastic bag. Aren't plastic bags just beautiful? You know, when you look at them in the right light.
I need to remember. Sometimes there's so much beauty in the world. I feel like I can't take it.
I had to guess. What I'm doing here is I'm going to be thermal paste on there, and this goes on top. I bolt it down here. Then, tutorial time. I need to install the radiator into the actual case before I just mount it onto the CPU. That also means that I need to figure out what my fan configuration is going to be. Feels like Christmas. I have to remove this piece now. There's screws behind these wires, so I'm gonna start with those ones. Good, good. Everything I need to install the is right here. I selected the bag that says AMD AM4 because that is the type of CPU that I have. I have 3 fans, and these are going to be outtake. These should be the screws that I need. It does have some text on there, miscellaneous, HW, H150, H170. I don't know what any of that means. So I should have 12 screws, and just by finger tightening it, that does fit. Perfect. Awesome. Nice. Excellent. The radiator is going to be upside down. These tubes are going to be on the right side of the case. I'm going to have all the cables facing this direction, and that way they're facing the back of the case once it's installed. So, you guys from around here? That's cool, that's cool. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Where's the last watcher? Oh, it's right here. Right here in my hand.
Do you know where I can find some little silver triangular pyramid caps roughly 1.5 inches in diameter? Right here in my hand.
Cool. There's 2 possible configurations for my... I can either put it on the front or I can put it along the top, and I think I'm gonna go with the top because I don't really know why. Nice. And so now I'm gonna open this little bag with my left hand and I'm gonna finger tighten this one first. That's probably my best bet. And then I'll do the same to another one in the opposite corner. That way, even if I accidentally let go of this, it's not gonna just fall. Now that's holding on nice, and that's holding on nice. That's free to let go of now. Unless some freak accident happens and the screws just like vanish. Maybe, or something, because of some like multiverse defect. Maybe that could happen, so that wouldn't be good. Bottom one's linked. Now the top one. This looks a little strange to me. I think I just need to trust that everything is how it's supposed to be because I'm following the tutorial exactly. I'm doing what he's saying. There shouldn't be any problems. Except there is one major problem. Yep, I put the metal parts on backwards. I have to redo it. This way. Now it is correct. They're like wings that go up like that. They're not like legs that come down. Now I can attach this properly. Now the top one is latched. So if I bring the bottom one on now. Oh, is that it? No. See, this is the type of thing that it looks so easy. And why is it not working? I just need to be calm. That's it. It just was like a couple millimeters. I just needed. Oh, now it's on. You shouldn't latch the bottom on first. It's better to latch the top part on first. And then the other thing that you want to do is to just make sure that they're tightened evenly. So that's important. So I'm just going to loosen them each just a little bit so that I can tighten them synchronized together and feel the pressure. Okay, and that's feeling kind of finger tight. He didn't say how tight you want to make this, so I'm going lightly finger tight. I could squeeze this a little bit more, but that's it. Anyway, we got our cooler in. What's up? You might have to turn up your volume again.
Well, I mean, I don't need the mic right in my face when I'm eating.
Okay, well, I'll just show you what I need to have figured out here. Basically, I have this little cable here, and it's like a 3-pin connector, and apparently I'm supposed to put it onto this, which is 4 pins, and I'm just not really sure how to do that.
Does the connector have like a ridged section that looks like it would slot into the 2 spots there?
Oh yeah, I see it. Yeah, thank you, Jeff. Very much appreciated. Now I can start working on plugging in all of the fans into this hub, and then figuring out where to plug in the SATA connector that plugs into this fan hub. I'm gonna take these panels off. This way I can keep this in a nice spot like that, and everything should be able to reach it just fine. I also want to make sure that the SATA cable is able to reach the power, which it obviously will be able to, so maybe I don't have to think about that. These are from this fan, these are from the middle fan, and these are from the fan on the right. I'm doing it so that they correspond by number, so this is from the same fan, and then this is going to be from the next fan, and then the next fan. I don't know if it matters if the numbers correspond, but for peace of mind, I'm plugging them in that way. I'll start plugging in all of these, and those run up and connect to these ports. Now I thought I was going to route this cable out through the side here, but then the way that it works, it just ends up bending too much in this direction. And then I thought maybe I would bring it up through the bottom, but again, it ends up too tight. So going through this seems like the best option to me. Tell me if there's a better way to route that, but this is what I'm going to do. I unplugged the cable just because I wanted to show you, which by the way, this thing has a death grip on this cable once you plug it in. That was not easy. It is kind of weird because in the tutorial that I'm watching, he says that it should be labeled JUSB, but this one's not. That's in. Next cable for me to plug in is my audio, which pretty self-explanatory. There's a missing pinhole here, and there's a missing pin right there. So I just line these two up, and that goes in easily. Nice. Next cable is for the USB-C. On my motherboard, it's labeled a little bit differently than in the tutorial that I'm watching. Mine says U32C, and the one in the video I'm watching just says U31, G112. Anyway, this is USB-C. Nice. That one fits in perfect whether it's facing this way or this way. You can't plug it in wrong. I'm gonna make this more of like a straight angle. So now I have the USB cable from the fan hub in the back, and that plugs in to one of these USB ports. This one also has a missing pinhole, and the missing pin is in the top left, so I have to line those up together. These tinier cables gave me a little bit of a tiny issue, but luckily enough for me, it was only tiny. As you can see, the connection that I was looking for is supposed to be labeled as JFP1. On my motherboard, I didn't find that, but right below my finger, it is labeled with this little diagram down here. Plus and minus LED, plus and minus PW, which is power switch, then plus and minus HD, and minus plus RES, which is reset switch. So those are all of the pins for the connections that I need for my tiny wires. So now I can plug these in. On a couple of the other inputs, he was saying that the text should be facing down. But on my motherboard, it was impossible to do that just because of where the missing pins were. So in order to line it up, I had to plug them in with the text facing up. But on this one, I don't have any indication as to missing pins or anything like that. But minus is on the left, the plus is on the right. So if I keep them in that orientation, then it does turn out that the text is flipped upside down. So I'm going to trust that that's how all of these are supposed to go in. Power SW. That's it. That actually does smell nice, like a new car. This supplies power to the motherboard, so this is a super important cable. These CPU cables, I'll need 2 of them because I'm using more than 10 cores in my build. It's a 12-core CPU, so these connect power to the CPU. These cables, I don't know yet, but the PCI cables connect to the graphics card, and I'll find out if I need 1 or 2, and we'll go from there. First, I'll plug in the cable for the motherboard, type 4. That just indicates that you're supposed to plug it into the power supply. The issue that I tend to have with all of these cables, they don't click in a satisfying way. It's like mushy buttons on a controller. You press the button and you're like, did it register or did I press it? Clicky buttons are nice, and clicky sockets are also really nice. Oh, I heard a click. I'm gonna plug in these CPU cables now. The side that's labeled CPU goes into the motherboard, so the other side goes into the power supply. Okay. I'm using 2 CPU to make sure that I have enough power, so that's looking good. In order to figure out how many PCI cables I need to use, I actually have to open up the graphics card. Before I open up the graphics card, what I can do now is plug in the SATA. I actually don't know what these ones do yet at this point in time and space, so I will figure that out. But for now, they have 6 pins, so they go into these connections here. It reminds me of like Pop-Tarts.
Finally.
Kind of the same size too, like a chunky ass Pop-Tart. The hard drive has 2 inputs. One of them is for the SATA cable. It looks like the SATA cable is distinguished by this kind of little L shape. Straight line with a little notch. So that fits over this like a glove. I think they're both SATA, but there's just a smaller one and a bigger one. And the smaller one goes to the motherboard, but oh, you know what? There must be a cable in the box with the motherboard. It's not the miniature PlayStation 5. This looks like it could be the right one. So my thumb screws are still in here, and my hard drive can now be seated. Be seated, hard drive. Please be seated. What do you do? Ah, you're supposed to take the tray out first. Got it. I can clip the holes on the sides of the hard drive onto these pegs. I can peg my hard drive. Okay. Now, will you please be seated? Please be seated. Satisfying. This will be blocking it once I put this in. So I'm going to put the cables in first, starting with the smaller SATA cable, matching that L shape like this. And fuck me, I forgot the lighting. Boop, boop, boop. This does not want to go in. Oh, there it goes. Get this piece over to the side. I figured out where my 3M tape is here. Now I don't have to have it hanging by the cables, which is nice. It came with 2, so I may as well use them both. There. Oh, yeah. Much better. If I just kind of shove these to the side, then I can squeeze this big ass power source into the case. just let this drop in. Yes, nice, okay. Interesting location for this screw. The power supply is in. Very nice. If I can tighten the hard drive tray in place right now, I just need access to the thumb screws. Ooh, god dang it. Dang it, Bobby.
Dang it, Bobby.
Okay, I'm moving you guys back like that, and then I'll zoom in. Amazing. The camera doesn't have to be in my way. My elbow's not hitting you in the face. I use my left arm and reach around, push it over with my thumb a bit. Okay, success on thumbtack number 1. God damn it. Now, I start wiggling the thumb screw around. Unfortunately, I can't get my actual thumb onto it right now, but my pointer finger and middle finger are slowly rotating it on, and I think it has caught. It has. So that is mounted. I'm done with mounting my hard drive. So it's the Aero OC12G 12 gigabyte GeForce RTX 4070 Ti. Super powerful for what I need. We have the obelisk from Space Odyssey 2001. I don't remember the name of the movie. Oh, it continues digging further into the obelisk to finally reveal the graphics card. Aero 4070 Ti graphics card. Look at it.
Just look at it, sir.
Would you look at it? I've had these boxes sitting around for such a long time, and it's really nice to just look at this. Oh, wow. It feels like a hazmat suit is required to open this thing. Even got the caution tape, basically. Look at that. Damn. There is the graphics card. There it is in all its glory, ready to be plugged in and to pump out some epic video editing madness. You know, and maybe, let's be honest, you know, maybe some Cyberpunk. I wonder if you can max out settings for Cyberpunk with this thing. I haven't played it yet. I'm gonna be playing video games with this thing too. It would be rude not to. So let's take out the rest of what this comes with. Cable here. I know sometimes pieces like this or that look somewhat similar to this are to prevent sagging. The GPU's not dripping, like dipping down because it's too heavy. So I'll figure out what all this stuff is for. Fuck. Who created this graphics card? Was it Jesus? Look at that green reflection. I don't even know where the color green is coming from. There's nothing green around here, and this is reflecting green right now. That's how nice this graphics card is. Aero Gigabyte GeForce RTX. You've heard of it. You've never heard of it. I'm losing my voice. We'll see which thumb screws I have to take out based on how big this is. So that's gonna be right there. Looks like I'll need to remove 3. I actually do have to take the top one out, I think. Something tells me I'm going to want to use a sag bracket with this. Sag bracket. I definitely want to have the sag bracket on there because I want this thing to stay up for years to come. I'm going to need these screws, I'm going to need these washers, I'm going to need these, whatever these are. I want to call them standoffs. There we go. Just a couple of screws go in here. Damn, USB-C cable. With the sag bracket in, this should probably go up like that. Good. It's in! Yes! That's nice. Okay. Not gonna need this. Snug as a frickin' bug. Nice. Really? Frickin' washers. There's washers all over the place. Can this one go back in? Maybe. Yeah. Yup. I have this single cable, the SATA cable from the hard drive. Now that is a clicky input. That's it. Nothing exploded, everything is intact, everything is good. This SATA cable from my RGB hub, plug into this power connector. How can I organize these more? I'm gonna unplug this SATA cable. Holy Jesus. The force that you need to apply to rip some of these cables apart. Tuck these in like that. Plugging in the RGB hub from these fans into this SATA cable. Okay, slowly making sense. It's starting to happen. It's starting to become sentient.
I'm sorry, Dave.
My other SATA cable can come into play. I want to just bring it up like this. USB, I think, was on the right hand side, so put that through. If you have 10 cores or more, then apparently you're supposed to use 2 CPU cables. Crap. Alright, well, my motherboard only supports 1 CPU input. Guess I don't need this cable anymore. Yup, sure don't need it. All I gotta do is unplug it, that's for sure. Good times plugging in this CPU cable, you know. Ugh, I'll miss it. If I can fucking unplug this son of a bitch, fucking bastard. Yup, I need to harness the infinite power of the universe to remove this fucking cable. Yes, it worked. Ugh. Yup. PCI is going to the graphics card. There. So the CPU cable is going this way. Main power cable is going up here. PCIe cable is going through the bottom like this. Now I can bring back my SATA cable for the other RGB hub. I can figure out exactly where I want to route this remaining cable right here. And I'm bringing it across the bottom like this, and then I'm plugging in the SATA cable from the RGB hub down the right side of the case and in, and they're backwards. Nice. This is the cable from the fan hub, and I'm gonna put it through here, and it's gonna go into the motherboard. Yeah. Plugging in a cable and plugging in a cable so that your hand doesn't get in front of the camera are two completely different things. That's it. Honestly, that feels like a nasty bend. I think I'll check someone else's build and see if I can actually bend this. Fair enough, it looks like I can bend it in there, so that's what I'm gonna do. Listen up, cable. I'm gonna bend you. You're gonna listen and you're gonna cooperate. I'm sorry, I don't mean to be so aggressive with my cable. The cable is coming in for a landing. Holy shit, though. It really doesn't feel right. Yeah, Dexter doesn't think it feels right either. Because the way it is here, the force of the bend feels like it would be powerful enough to pull the cable out at random. And I don't think I want that maybe there's an advantage to having the cable pop out randomly when you're trying to just use your fucking computer. Ugh, please. Okay, I mean, is it plugged in or no? It's always these damn cables that don't have that nice clicky feel. They just don't feel good to plug in. Okay, if I pull a bit, it's not budging. That's pretty solid. I'd say that's plugged in. And of course, my USB-C cable decided to just pop out again while I was trying to get this one to be properly thing. I almost forgot to plug in the CPU cable. I've got the space now a little bit better. A little bit of finesse. I just can't see, lad. Oh, I've done it. I am dying. Something up.
You suck!
No way. No way. No way. What the hell? Alright. Looking on the bright side. Shit. This connection does not want to go. Oh, CPU, solid. It's in. Oh, it wasn't in. Audio, USB, feels good. Dexter, please. I know, buddy. The computer's gonna be fine, okay? Yes. No. This is it. Press this. Holy shit! Oh! That's the thing that I wanted. That's gonna be my computer. That's really, really cool. Did I even plug? I didn't plug in the monitor. Monitor's turning on. Monitor's turning on. Why am I not getting a signal on the monitor? What if I reboot it? Holy crap. Okay, press Y to reset. I don't know what any of this means. Alright, new CPU itself. Holy shit, this is a blessing. That's so crazy that just rebooting it actually did something. I'm gonna press Y. USB going in the back. Okay, press the key. Well, the A key. Is that what it means? Okay, I'm gonna reboot. We'll see it this time if I don't get that corrupted message. Okay. Ah, cool guys.